named Anonymous Grizzly.
Maybe they're adding their name.
I don't know, because I'm resetting the whole list.
Oh, I get you on the phone.
Yeah, I'm going to hang up.
Okay. Hi, guys.
What's up?
Mark Holmes here, and apologize.
We don't hear you, Mark. Unmute your mic.
Oh, okay. You don't hear me. Hopefully the fans will actually hear me when they come back in.
Act like you've done this before.
Man, this is... I'm not used to having to unmute.
That's what I tell everybody. Act like you've done it before. Nobody knows.
Okay. Dak fan, we're back. Unfortunately,
what was that?
We had a hiccup.
Did you hear a beep?
Yeah. Do I still have share screen on somehow? I don't think I did.
There we go. Unfortunately, my wife was taking care of upstairs on the deck, and she ended up getting the GFI outlet wet, and half of my studio went dark. So I apologize on that one, and hopefully we're back with all of you guys. So we were announcing, and let's wait before we get back to everybody coming in here.
Is the show back live?
Yeah, we're live again.
Yeah, back on live, boss.
Dak fan is already back. No,
all right, to hell with it. We'll do it live.
Colton's here, so yeah.
Do it live.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna do it live.
Hey, while we're waiting on a few people to come back, as a Cowboys fan, let me toss it out there.
How about
my boy Dak? People are freaking out about Dak's shoulder. He's got a sore shoulder. He'll be fine. CeeDee Lamb is looking crazy good in camp right now.
Oh, he is catching. I'm going to call him Mr. Flypaper Hands because
he's my most
everything.
I have the most shares of CeeDee Lamb across all my 2021 fantasy. Out of like my 20, I think about 20 teams now, I've got at least 10 shares of CeeDee. I tried to grab him anywhere I could, and as we got closer to the season getting here, more and more people started catching on the narrative with CeeDee, and he's getting harder and harder to get. He's going to be almost impossible to get. Once Hard Knocks starts, it's going to be crazy.
Thank goodness.
Thank goodness. Okay, so while we're waiting for people to get back in, okay, there's Troy Daniels, Dak fan, Colton. What's up, Colton? No Ray is up in the house. I'm here, laugh out loud. Yeah, I'm glad you guys are here. Sorry, we had a little hiccup. This is where I actually need to, here's what I need to do, and it's just no easy way to do it, but I need to go ahead and basically make 2 dedicated circuits. I have so much stuff that's down here that's hooked up, but I'm going to have to do it on the outside of the house, which means it's going to be exterior wire, which is like about $250 for a roll of it, and run
you can't,
it. Huh?
I was just going to interrupt before you go too crazy. You can't just do a temporary backup power source.
No, here's the thing. My house was built in '83. Okay. And so there's basically 2 circuits that are down in the basement. And some of the stuff I have here is actually on the outside GFI set. What?
No. See, you're good. You're talking big dog. I'm talking computer geek stuff. Check APC, Alpha Papa Charlie.
Oh, you're talking about just like a backup generator, so that way if I look, that part.
No, not a generator.
But
not a generator. A brick.
Yeah, I got you on that. But here's the thing.
Of course, you might need like 10 of them.
That's the thing. Okay, well, true, and that would work. But I've got 5 monitors that are out here right now. Okay, I've got the mixing board, and I mean, there's literally like 10 different things just right here that are plugged in, and then there's about another 20 more inside on the studio. And so you're working with basically 2 20-amp breakers. And when you have, ceiling fans and lights, and it's a lot. What?
Did you see the chat?
What?
Vok impersonating you?
Mark, you need to watch Vosh impersonating me.
Oh, it's Vosh. Is that Vosh?
Vosh Lombardi. He's Cowboys YouTube content creator. Good guy. Love him.
Okay, I hope he does it good. I hope he does it really good. But that's cool. You know what? I'll have to check it out. It was hilarious. What did he do on one of his videos today? I get all people because you got Philly 500. Mark Holmes here. It's like, okay, that's cool. I don't care if you laugh with me or at me. As long as you're laughing, we're good. But basically what I need to do is I need to have 2 dedicated circuits so that way if it ends up being somebody hits the outdoor GFI, I'm not getting a power spike, and then I have it just run just for the computer system. So that's one of the things I got to do when I get back from Hall of Fame to really upgrade this stuff, because there's a lot of shit that's going on here. So anyway, now that we've got some of our people back, I see Andy, I see Irvin, I see No Reply, Colton, Dak Fan. We had a little hiccup here. Sorry we lost y'all. Jeremy, I hope you're coming back. I did see the email from you, Jeremy. I appreciate that as well. You were announcing all of the players that we're having in our first fantasy league.
Yep. You want to go ahead and recap from the top, the special guests and the players, and go over the score settings real quick, Ross? I'm going to drop a link to Discord into this new live feed.
I can. The only problem is, while we were offline waiting for Mark to come back, we were discussing if maybe, having some of these guys like Sweet Jones in there is maybe what crashed the system.
No, that would have been if it was Eastside Harold. If it had been
Eastside is in there. He was almost in there from like day one. He was one of the first people to jump in there. I asked him when he joined, Eastside, if you're out there, I'm still waiting on a good Houston Texans YouTube content creator. You haven't given me anything to put in the server.
There isn't one. I don't know that there's an. And if you're a Houston Texan, why would you start a YouTube channel now?
I'm just saying. Still waiting.
Troy, it will be the 14th, and then the second one will be on the 21st.
And we're doing it live.
So we are doing it live, yes.
It should be fun having. I'll go over the special guests because I got them in my head. Whether some of the guys come to your house or we just get them on the live feed, it'll be fun to have Philly 500, DMV, E2 Blue, and Rashid all being part of this league and being part of that live draft on the 14th.
All right.
Corey, the channel members, the 7 lucky channel members, one more time, boss.
All right. Well, I think they heard us first time, but let's get Mike J back in here.
Yeah.
Sweet Jones.
Uh-huh.
Roger Dodger.
Yes.
Deontay Cole.
Deontay.
I'm going to skip right ahead to Dirty Dog 4424.
Dirty Dog. Uh-oh. Okay.
And Vato 1993.
Vado, my man, Vado. Okay, cool.
Vado, okay. And then the one that I skipped over is still in the league, but we crashed the system when we said C-Dub.
Okay. No, we're good. We're good.
Okay, it worked. Okay, we're good.
It was good. See,
so that's the 7 guys. So Mike J, Sweet Jones, Roger Dodger, Deontay Cole, C-Dub, Dirty Dog, and Vato.
I'm realizing that we've had 2 of the elements right now. You had fire that destroyed your phone.
Oh,
I've had water that shut my shit down.
So the only thing we're waiting for is an earthquake to take out Stu.
Oh no, it's wind. Wind.
Oh, wind.
Put that bad juju on me, Ricky Bobby.
I'm trying to remember and of course there's the 5th element. Okay, there's fire, water, wind. What was the other element? Dirt.
Earth. Dirt.
Okay, all right.
Earth.
In Texas, it could be like a sandstorm or something like that. It killed 2 birds with 1 stone. All right, so now that we have I've definitely gotten off of my out of my groove here. I hate when shit happens and it kind of jacks me up, but it is what it is.
Corey needs to touch on the scoring settings real quick.
Yeah, okay, go ahead. I'm gonna let you guys lead because you know what, I think I need to just like grab a drink or something here because
sit back, relax,
mess me up.
All right. Well, if you want us to kind of step on the lead, the only problem is I'm not going to be able to watch the chat, so somebody's going to have to jump on that.
I'll watch the track.
I'll take it. Just go over the scoring settings since you got that up.
All right. So what we're doing with these leagues for the Jobu Sports Report Fantasy Leagues will all be the same right now.
Okay.
Okay. We may look at adding some depending on how far we go into this towards the end of the preseason.
Okay.
But right now we're looking at a standard 1 quarterback league. You're going to have 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers you start, a tight end, and then a flex spot can be a running back, receiver, or a tight end. All right, so right there you're looking at quarterback, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, tight end. That's your first 6 spots. With the flex is 7 starters.
Okay.
Then we have a defensive special teams So you pick a team and then a kicker. All right, so this is base ESPN setup. You can do any kind of mock draft on ESPN. You can look at any kind of cheat sheets out there.
Okay.
And they are, they're there. We're not making it complicated on the starting lineup. All right, now as far as scoring, we are also using the base level, everything that they input on their own. Mm-hmm. The only changes are we're going to do 6 point for passing touchdown. So instead of 4, we raised it up, made it a little more valuable. So any touchdown, basically, in the entire league, you get 6 points. Okay. Defense, rushing, receiving, kicking. Well, they don't kick a touchdown, but passing, you know what I mean? Every touchdown, we put the same. We added a 2 point bonus for 40-yard touchdown runs or catches. So you get an extra 2 points on top of the touchdown if it's over 40 yards when it happens.
Okay. Tying into something we were talking about before we had the meltdown, the flood, about Joe Looney. Joe Looney has just signed with the New York Stinking Giants. So
best wishes, Joe.
Huh?
Joe was good people. I wish him all the best.
Yeah, so he's there with Jason Garrett. Just wanted to put that out there.
So now he works for the Clapper.
Yes. Yes, he does. He works for the Clapper.
So is there anybody out there that has any questions as far as the leagues go or any questions in general? Mark, do you have any questions or do you have anything you want us to know as far as like the live feed on the 14th? That'll be in the members area where they find that link, right?
Start off by asking.
Right. I'm fortunate because I have a great person that's going to take care of any questions that I have in Stu. And I'm going to be un-Jerry Jones-like here, okay? I've got a GM that's going to be managing my team, and, I'll give him a little bit of direction, but I'm going to trust the process here because I got the best. I done hired me a GM.
So you're the fantasy football dummy, but I'm the mutt of Jobu's mutts.
Yeah, that's true. While we have you, I hope you. I'm going to do something here because we have something that just transpired, and I want to bring it to our fans here. This is actually Michael Irvin talking to our quarterback real quick.
By asking about that right shoulder, you're getting double checked on Monday. Is that the latest update? And how are you feeling?
I'm feeling better, but yeah, obviously just doing everything I need to, getting the treatment, just being cautious with it. Obviously, we got 40 days before the home opener, for the opener, season opener, so just being smart with it, trying not to make something small bigger than it has to be.
How frustrating is it, Dak? You work so hard, man, to get back on the football field, to be back out here leading your guys, and then to have this little shoulder hiccup. How frustrating is that for you?
Yeah, it's definitely frustrating, but it's just another challenge. It's something I'm going to answer, something I'm going to embrace, doing everything I need to get back out here and just trying to do everything I can right now to support the teammates, continue going, and just stay mentally locked in, get all the mental reps I need.
Will any of it make you change the way you play the game? When you start having an ankle injury, then will any of it make you change the way you play the game?
I think I'll just be a little smarter once I get past the line of scrimmage. Maybe not quite as reckless as maybe times before of trying to throw stiff arms and doing that. I'll go down and slide and stuff like that. But, you're talking third and short, fourth and short, near the red zone. That's who I am, and I don't think I can change that.
So Dak, I imagine you were like every fan out there when the schedule came out. You're like, okay, who are we opening with? And you go, oh, we're playing the first game of the year in Tampa against Tom Brady and the champs. How excited were you when that came out?
I was definitely excited. For some reason, I kind of had a feel that was going to happen. Coming off the season we had last year, the great season they had, just the NFL not having fans. What better game to get the season kicked off?
Dak, I was talking about this earlier with Chris, and we kind of talked about it, man. And with the Olympics being in the news, there's been a lot of talk about pressure, performing under pressure, feeling the weight of the world on your shoulders. And it made me start thinking about you, man. And I thought, wow, I don't remember the last time a player had this much challenges and circumstances to deal with coming into a game. You're coming off the ankle injury, and now you have the shoulder. Your first game back is against the world champions who just won the Super Bowl in that stadium. Now you have to walk in that stadium. They got every one of their starters back. You're coming off COVID. Everybody going to see Dallas Cowboys in Hard Knocks, Dallas Cowboys Hall of Fame, and then they'll wait on that big game, man. How do you mitigate all of that pressure, and do you feel that pressure?
I'm excited for it. I've said before, I think pressure is privilege, and I'm just thankful to have people have the high expectations, and their expectations meet our expectations, not only personally but as a team, and just knowing that we want to come out here and be great. And when you want to be great, you've got to expect that. So not only myself but this team, we're embracing all the pressure and whatever everybody else is putting on us, and we're going to answer it.
And in this business, when you want to be great, you got to go beat the great. The last part of all of that is,
like Brother Ross says,
against the greatest quarterback ever to play the game of football. How does that challenge get you going, knowing your first game back, you're going to be facing Tom Brady?
Yeah, I'm excited for the challenge for my defense and just the whole team. Excited for these guys to go out there and to improve off of last year. And that's what training camp's about. We're trying to iron sharpen iron right now and trying to make them better. They're making us better. But it's going to be important for us to go out there and take care of the ball, put them in tough situations, and put the pressure on those guys.
Dak, you've been an Iron Man. Your first 4 years, you didn't miss a game until your leg injury last year. Emotionally, when you couldn't help every Sunday, how trying was it for you, and what did you learn about yourself?
Yeah, it was definitely trying, but I got better. I found a way to become mentally tougher. I found a way to become a better person and a better football player. So you just got to embrace those challenges. As I say, I feel like God gives me things so other people can learn from them. So it was just important for me to stay within it. I had a great support system, my family, my friends, my teammates, fans, the organization, and I'm just thankful to be on the backside of it now.
Dak, all your life you turned tragedy into triumph. You know, and you're coming off of last year, man. Can you turn all of last year's tragedy into the ultimate triumph this year for the Dallas Cowboys and end the year back out here in the Super Bowl? What are the real probabilities or possibilities of that happening?
Yeah, I mean, everything happens for a reason. And so I'm excited just to answer those challenges and come back from everything that happened last year and put my best effort forward, do everything I can for this team, this organization, to, as you said, to finish the season off back out here in California.
I'm looking closely at the beard. It looks like you got all the cake out of that thing, right?
Yeah, I did. Out of the beard, my ears, some of my eyes, but the cake did taste good. I was glad that.
What was it, by the way?
It was a lemon cake, shipped all the way back from Dallas, so it was great. It was great.
Is that per request? Is that like if you were to order a cake, are we going lemon?
That's a nice video. I'm checking that out again. I think I would. I would definitely order that cake again. I'm not that big on sweets, but that was good. I feel like I need that cake again without it just being smashed in my face.
Yeah. If there's one guy you have to get back, you probably made a list on somebody you're going to have to.
Sure.
Yeah, it's a long list.
Just make sure they bring the cake to SoFi Stadium after you win the Super Bowl.
There we go.
Then you smash it back in your face again. That'll be a great day, right?
I'll take that. I'll take that.
That'll be the great day.
Good to see you back here smiling.
All right, there. Okay. I'm sorry. My fantasy experts, I didn't mean to interrupt and all that, but that was kind of like just breaking that interview, and I wanted to bring that up because that was just happening. David Wiley just got a vaccine shot. I did too. So
actually, you should have paused it right there at the end, but I'll save that for
how blessed are we to have number 4 as our quarterback? The leader that he is, the workout warrior, the mentality that he has. Mm-hmm. How much he applies himself in the playbook, it just exudes the confidence. Just our fan base, half our fan base, the anti-Dak part of the fan base, y'all just goofy. Y'all just crazy. This man, we are lucky to have this man. I remember his rookie year, and I'll shut up after this, but one of my favorite autograph pieces is Dak in his rookie year pointing up to the sky like he always does. And at the nonprofit that I run, Dream to Walk, at our annual golf tournament, we would have the silent auctions, and I would have to wait until after all the pieces that the participants bought and sold. I'd wait, talk to the guy at the end. If there's anything that didn't sell that I wanted, I would go ahead and buy it, which was kind of a win-win because I got to have the piece and the foundation got some of the money. But Dak went unsold in his rookie year, and our fan base is just like that. So many people don't appreciate this guy. We're so lucky to have him.
Here's where it's crazy that, as soon as they said he's got a shoulder strain, I was doing a live stream on it, and I had people are saying, he's injury prone. Trade him. Trade him for what? Well, who you think you're going to get? I mean, seriously.
Goofy.
Goofy.
They listen to the four-letter networks like Dan Orlovsky saying
people swear that Matthew Stafford is a better quarterback. Daniel Jones is a better athlete than Dak Prescott. Okay. All right. Yeah, go. You go right ahead and believe that shit. And I tell you, with the Giants, for me, this feels like a deja vu year when they ended up bringing in Brandon Marshall. They had Odell, they had Brandon Marshall, they had Sterling Shepard, and they kept saying, oh, my God, these wide receivers, man, they're going to do damage with all these wide receivers and all these weapons. And I kept saying, yeah, but your offensive line is terrible, and Eli is not going to be that guy that can do it. And it ended up being a disaster year for him. And I'm looking at it because, I watched this morning, I think it was NFL Network, and they were talking about, all of the additions and all the weapons that Daniel Jones can't pull the trigger. I'm sorry. I just don't think that he's the guy that can do it.
He's the best quarterback in the league at tripping out thin air.
Exactly. I mean, am I wrong on that? Roz is.
Who gives up more fumbles, Wentz or Jones?
Jones? No, I think. Well, I'm trying to remember. I think
Roz, do you know Mr. Statman?
I think Carson Wentz has more turnovers in the 5-year period than anybody else.
Jones almost set a record.
Yeah, it's Jones. Stupid Giants.
But I mean, I don't know how far apart it is, but I know Jones is at the top of the list. I could pull it up, but I was answering a kicker question,
all you have to
which
say
is weird because I don't
ass.
actually answer kicker questions. But
he's ass. That's what I got to tell you. Look, he had 13 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, or was it 11 touchdowns and 13 interceptions?
11 touchdowks.
Right, in 13
That's
games.
That's it.
In 13 games. Yeah. Okay. All right. So that's where we are.
Look, Daniel Jones gonna have to figure this out because this is it's one of those things where he has the team around him, but the team around him is not as great as people make it out to be. Like, I even saw one of the people I trust talking about Kenny Golladay possibly a fake alpha, which means he's not really the type of guy you want as a number one, but he plays that spot.
Okay.
So he's got the opportunity and some playmakers around him, but like he's got to not be broke. I mean, he's got to not throw the ball in the wrong spot, drop the ball when he shouldn't drop the ball, hand it off when he should. Don't wait to throw the ball. Like, these basic fundamental things to play the game are all on him.
Well, that ain't going to happen, though. And as it applies to fantasy football, what you do with Daniel Jones in your fantasy drafts, you let anybody else buy into the hype that he might have a better year this year, and you just let it pass on by. You don't worry.
No. I buy some of the hype, but it's risk tolerance. Like, you got to have two good quarterbacks.
What I do with Daniel Jones in my drafts is let him pass on by.
Well, that's because you're a Dallas guy.
Maybe so.
Yeah, look, I traded for Daniel Jones. You know who I traded? I traded T.J. Watt. Now, you watch as T.J. Watt is not who he was last year.
Yeah, but now we haven't gone IDP yet.
No.
We do have.
We're way off topic, bro. Let's bring it back.
Okay. All right.
Back and wrap it up.
All right. So, is Dak Prescott a good fantasy bet?
Damn straight. Dak right now. Don't you be coughing over there. Dak, I grab Dak. If it's a super flex league, meaning you can have two quarterbacks and start two quarterbacks every week, and your quarterbacks are going to go in that first round. Typically, you're seeing Pat Mahomes go, then Josh Allen go, then debatable, the Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray, probably Kyler Murray above Jackson. And Dak's always fallen right about fifth. Anywhere an analyst or an expert says you can take Pat Mahomes, and yes, I'm a Cowboys fan, so that's baked in. But from a reality perspective, last year Dak was the number one fantasy football quarterback on a points per game basis. Defense sucked, so we kind of almost had to be. Hopefully, the defense is a little bit better, so that'll come down some. But Dak has just as much potential with this offense and these weapons as Pat Mahomes does to be top 2 to 3, if not number 1 overall. So I'm taking Dak early and often in those leagues. If it's a one quarterback league like the one that we're doing, sometimes you start seeing a guy like Pat Mahomes go around the 3-1 to the 3-4 type area a little bit early there. I personally will make that jump on Dak. If I feel I'm in a group that he's going to go early, I'll take him ahead of the other top-tier quarterbacks. But typically, Roz, what would you say in one quarterback league? Typically, you're going to start seeing them come off in round 3, but by around, 5, 6, you'll start to see your top 12 or so.
Most people now are looking at round 4 and 5. And that's only because of the rushing quarterback thing. Eastside Harold said hi.
What's going on, Eastside?
Okay. Were you saying something about Eastside before? He's kind of like Beetlejuice. When you say his name, he shows up.
Still waiting on that.
I asked if he was going to join our leagues.
Okay. Eastside, are you going to do fantasy football? You know, kind of like a fantasy of your team winning 5 games?
With Dak, he's throwing to CD, Amari, possibly, hopefully, Gallup, Jarwin, Schultz, who is apparently doing better than Jarwin in camp right now. You got Zeke and Pollard both can get catches out of the backfield. Dak is set up for a prime QB1 fantasy football season.
I'm going to ask, actually, you guys, okay, I'm getting my mojo back now. Here's an interesting thing that I've heard from Mike McCarthy. We know that CeeDee Lamb, they basically look at him being able to play all the positions. You know, they said they only scratched the surface last year because of it being a shortened season. They really didn't have a chance to do anything other than really in the slot. Now he was also talking about Michael Gallup being a guy that they can use in multiple positions as well, as in, you know, any of the positions. Is this kind of planning for Amari Cooper to be gone? And Michael Gallup.
I feel about that possibility, but Roz loves Gallup. I'm going to let it. We both love Gallup. We've both been taking him in our dynasty leagues draft, and I'm going to let Roz take this one as a non-Cowboys fan. Let you talk about Gallup, Roz. Go ahead.
Well, the main thing with Gallup is, again, Stu and I've talked about this. He was the number 1 wide receiver in his draft class for a reason. His capability is just like CeeDee Lamb, to play any of the spots, play them well, and be an outlet for his quarterback. The difference is Lamb has a talent level that, you know, Gallup is not going to hit at any point. What it almost seems to me, because Amari Cooper is almost the definition of what we call a perfect wide receiver as far as being able to win on any route out of any position. It almost seems to me that they're making the 3 of them fully interchangeable.
They really are.
And understand that I was doing some PFF studying today, and what they actually found out, I got to throw this out here, is that only 8 of 38 playoff teams, that's since 2018, all right, so only 8 teams were below the season average in explosive plays, which is 15-plus yards, okay? Now, look, there's a whole lot of stat stuff that goes into this, but the bottom line is what we're talking about is 15-plus yards. That's what the key is. Can you throw out there if Gallup's out there? Yes. Can you do it if Lamb's out there? Yes. Can you do it if Cooper's out there? Yes. I think they're trying to make it – remember, we talked about them being 100% balanced. That includes the capability of having any receiver on the field at any time for any position. So let's say it's, you know, you can only have one receiver because you need extra blockers and a heavy. Amari Cooper's hurt. CeeDee Lamb is cramping up. Gallup can do it. I think I just lost audio on you guys.
We can hear you. I can hear you.
We can hear you.
Oh, okay. I thought Mark was talking and I wasn't hearing him. But as far as Gallup himself, I don't know that he's suited to be a number one. CeeDee Lamb can be an alpha.
Yeah.
So that's where that talent separation is for me. Regardless of Amari Cooper. I think Amari Cooper's there, at least for now. I'll be honest, I don't know what the hell Dallas going to do next year. Like, I have no clue.
We can say it. I want Cooper here if he's healthy and he's performing. But the world exists where we can save $16 million if we trade him or even release him, God forbid, if he gets hurt or something happens to him. But I'm not saying that will happen, but that is $16 million. And if Gallup balls out, you get Gallup cheaper than you can get Amari. Whatever you got left over, you can throw at Randy.
Amari
There's scenarios like that can work out.
Amari's $21 million cap hit this year.
Yeah, we have $6 million dead cap.
Yeah, right. If we end up letting him go, yeah, it's six. We save a whole lot if we end up letting him go, and you could end up signing Michael Gallup. I'm not saying, and you see the difference being is you could make CeeDee Lamb the number one. And you could end up making still Gallup can be the slot or he can be, the out wide. Either way, he's not getting number one money, and you're saving on that, and you're getting younger because you have the benefit of having.
Here's part of that too, though. CD will become. He's already going to transition into our wide receiver one by the end of the year.
Yeah.
So, are you paying our 1B in Cooper $20 million a year?
Y'all missing the bigger picture.
What's the bigger picture? Having three
bigger picture is next year.
Yeah,
we got guys like Treylon Burks, Boutte. We got wide receivers coming out that you can pay on the cheap, which is what most teams are doing. And if Amari walks, you could put somebody in that slot, keep Gallup on the outside, or vice versa.
You might end up having Semi
Fioka developing.
Oh my God!
What?
Roz is not so sold on Semi Fioka.
That's
myself and others might be.
You don't know what you don't know. I'm just saying hypothetically it could be.
I don't know Semi. I'll tell you that right now.
Wait,
I don't know why,
don't know shit?
but
Is that what you said?
I have nothing on Semi.
Okay.
I don't know it, so I won't.
If he makes the team this year, it'll be special teams type of work.
Yeah.
But the sentiment and kind of feeling is that he's kind of the Gallup 2.0 project that they're working on for next year and moving forward. And whatever event happens with the wide receivers, a guy that we can have is the wide receiver 3. But to your point, there's good wide receivers coming out next year. So if we did, because of cap reasons or whatever reason, move on from Cooper, you can always re-sign Gallup and then get one of these really good wide receivers coming out to be that wide receiver 3, the slot.
Who will benefit from you having two great receivers already there, and Zeke Elliott, who's not going to be running as much football, who should still be in pretty good shape, hopefully. Because they're not going to be pounding the rock 30 times a game. That's not going to happen.
No.
He's not going to get a lot of wear and tear on him this year.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing the actual distribution between Zeke and Pollard. Probably kind of a 60-40, you thinking?
I'm thinking 100 rushes is the current projection for Pollard. And that sounds okay if there are over 350 rushes available.
Mm-hmm.
If they're running less than that, then I got to see Pollard. This is where the balanced 3 come into play and the explosive that I was talking about, the study they're doing.
Yeah.
Pollard can be on the field, motioned out of the backfield into the slot, and you're running 4 receivers, 3 out of trips and a single or something to that effect, but enough to the point where you're screwing up the defense, because that's where teams like Kansas City and Tampa Bay, and when the Rams made their run to the Super Bowl and got spanked by the Patriots, they were based on those explosive plays on misdirection and disguise.
Right.
Right? If you've got a guy like Pollard and all three of your receivers can do anything, other teams cannot figure out what you're doing. And that's, I can't believe you got me talking to the Cowboys like I'm on board, but
you are on board.
You will be.
You'll come to the dark side eventually. In Dak, we trust. These Cowboys are going to rock. And hearing it come from a non-Cowboys fan, I got goosebumps over here.
I wanted him to pause the video at the very end because, not the very end, but at the cake scene.
Yeah.
Because did you notice who pushed his face in to the cake?
Yeah, that was Collins, wasn't it?
No, not who was holding the cake. Somebody grabbed the back of his head and pushed it in.
It wasn't Jerry Jones.
No.
What are the real probabilities or possibilities of that happening?
Yeah, I mean, everything happens for a reason. So I'm excited just to.
Okay.
He comes off the right side of the film, reaches in, grabs the back of his head, shoves his face in. All I'm going to tell you is it's the same one that's going to save him from getting hurt when he punches in those touchdowns.
Zeke Elliott.
Yes.
Him and Zeke are best friends. They've been that way since they came out.
Right. I mean, that's back to M&M's being thrown at him. Back when he was doing an interview when his rookie year.
It's a really special dynamic between him and Zeke. And if Zeke can be in this kind of shape and do what he's looking like he could do this year,
yeah,
the two of them feeding off each other and that whole offense vibes off the two of them, it's just, wow, it's going to be fun.
Yep. Amen on that. All right. So, actually for the fans here, they got actually bonus time today because we ended up having the flood up in here because it's actually almost 5:00.
And for anybody that's still here, they're Cowboys fans, but for fantasy football purposes, we'll be on Saturdays. Me or Corey or both will be on Saturdays.
And Bogart.
Yes, Bogart. Y'all remember Bogart, Scott Freed, the 49ers fan. He will be on throughout the season as well. We'll be on every Saturday answering waiver wire questions, start sick questions, those kind of things. I'll keep reminding y'all I'm blind in one eye, so Roz will be monitoring the chats most of the time. But we'll be on every Saturday. We'll be doing the live draft for the very first ever JSR Fantasy League on the 14th with Philly 500, DMV, Rashid, and E2 Blue Entertainment and the 7 channel members that got on there. It's going to be fun. Sometimes we get a little bit long-winded. We'll do our best when the season's here to streamline it to waiver wire questions and start sick questions, stay focused on the fantasy end. But anytime we're on, if you got any fantasy football question, it doesn't have to be JSR Fantasy Football. It can be any fantasy team that you have. If you got questions, ask us, and we'll do our best to help answer any questions that you got. You got to let us know the format, though. 1 quarterback, super flex, whatever. And then we'll do our best to help you out throughout the year.
All right, Roz, what you got to add, my man? I see you were talking about a 100-yard rushing league or something.
Yeah, so that's something I wanted to talk with you about because I don't really have a YouTube channel, but I'm able to if I got to figure it out. But if you're busy with the Hall of Fame, prior to these, somehow I was hoping to be able to do a 100-yard rush. So what that is we just stream like we're doing.
Yeah.
And if we can't stream, I can send everybody the link. They can watch it itself. But for the draft order, they will actually watch their little dudes run 100 yards across the screen, and whoever finishes, that's the order you draft in.
Yeah, it's a pretty fun way to do that.
It's actually it's a bunch of football dudes running across the screen, and we just sit and watch, and we can discuss who sucks at running and who's, like Philly 500. Come on now, dude ain't gonna be doing more than like 3 rushes at a time. Like gotcha. 3 yards, okay. 3 yards, 3 yards, that 3 yards. Great. But these little dudes run across the screen.
We'll see if we can't figure out how to get that done. We'll talk about it after the show sometime, but that would be fun to do.
Okay, yeah, that definitely will. So anybody who's out there, I know that Troy Daniels is one of the ones that are going to be in there. I think James Nooks, glad you like the trophy and stuff. And Colton, definitely share the link on the you singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow and Take Me to the Moon as well.
Oh, hey, Mark, real quick, let me see if I can pull this up. While you were gone, Corey was able to
I put it so anybody could share screen.
Yeah, except now I lost my Zoom altogether. Come on, Stuart.
All right, watch this. I'm going to make it real simple.
Philly 500 needs to stop eating so many donuts. Damn. And drinking so much eggnog.
All right, so Stu, I got us on this 100-yard rush. Don't worry about it. Just chill and talk.
Oh, look at you.
But we got the screen, okay, and we'll choose the players. We'll put all the names in. We do a little shuffle thing. Nobody gets any bonuses, and we just run. 3, 2, 1, go.
This dude here.
This isn't the actual one that we don't have the names plugged in there.
No, this isn't the actual one. Come on, we just playing. But this is what you get
like real slow
with the 100-yard rush, and we get to discuss them and how they run really well, or some guy is screwed in the back here because he just sucks.
This guy right here, man. Damn, man, he's kicking ass. He's coming up
but we can do that anytime.
All right, that's cool.
All right, so
what's up?
I don't know if you want to host it, but if you host it, I mean, we can do a 10-minute show where it's just literally run the 100-yard rush, let everybody chat, say something in a minute, and leave.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that.
Bam, right there on the Discord channel. Can y'all see that up there?
It's a little baby.
Anybody that's a channel member, when you come in, if you've got a YouTube channel yourself, the way we got this set up, just kind of general look at it. When you come on in, this is the general chat right here. And when you go, this is the members only sports chat during the season when games are on. This is the voice chat where members can get on and talk to each other during the games. And then we've got all of Mark's videos come out right here, along with the Dallas Cowboys content creators. And if you're a channel member and you've got your own YouTube channel right here, just like we got in here. We got DMV. We got Roland's reviews in here, and Trucker's Life was the last one to come in that we added in here. So your member channels, if you let me know you're a member and you come in, tell me your YouTube channel, I can make it where when your videos generate, it automatically pops up in here. We got Michael Anthony Fitness, and then over here, my favorite fantasy football content creators: Smitty from the Fantasy Football Show, Alex Marino, the Fantasy Football Hustler. The fantasy footballers themselves, a bunch of guys in there, people that I listen to help you out. During the season, if you're in these Jobu leagues, the general public chat, anybody can come in, talk in there, and ask questions. And we'll do our best to answer all those. But if you're a channel member, those are the ones that we're going to answer all of them and make sure that we're paying attention to. That's over here under Jobu's Fantasy Football. You'll see the little lock on there. That's because only channel members can come in here. If you have any general fantasy talk you want to talk, that's right here. Waiver wire questions, start sit questions, trade questions, dynasty questions. Is how we get.
No, Stu, he went ahead. He posted the videos if y'all want to go in and watch. But I do want to note that Fantasy Hustler went ahead and posted to let us know that, and Adam Schefter did the same thing, that Devontae Freeman has signed with the Saints on a 1-year deal.
Okay.
Not that it matters. Mm-hmm. Kamara, Latavius Murray, and Stevie Scott. Don't forget that name.
All right. Okay.
That's your tip of the day. Don't forget Stevie Scott.
And so next Saturday, we won't be doing this live from here. I'm depending on how things work out and what I have as far as Wi-Fi signal at the campground or things. We'll see if we're able to do something with this as well next weekend from the Hall of Fame. Yes, no?
It's your show. If we can figure it out, that's cool with me.
Look, I can do the share screen. If you can host the YouTube from your phone,
yeah.
I don't want to mess up your schedule, but if you're just sitting around, if you can host the YouTube from your phone, I can do the 100-yard rush share screen, and we can just do a quick 100-yard rush. Here's the draft order, August 14th. This is where you're going. Have a nice day.
There you go. Maybe we can
Get
do
your
that.
cheat sheets ready.
I will see what I'm able to do on that and stuff. And so, everybody, I appreciate y'all coming through and bearing through the flood that we had.
Whoa. Sorry,
What?
Mark, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
We have Jersey Dolphins up in here. And yes, the leagues are open to the public. Please hit the Discord at the top link. Just we need more Dolphins fans. I'm just throwing that out there.
Remember, our logo needs to be Cowboy Jobu fishing for dolphins. I can see your dolphin logo jumping up out of the water. He's got a hook in his mouth with Jobu pulling him.
You know, we could do a Jobu. Just replace the dolphin with a Jobu and get that sun and that, you know, that style. That's
No.
what I'm saying.
No.
I
like
think,
the first to do better.
I think we're trolling for the dolphin. I think that's what we're doing. Then again, I'll get PETA after me.
Corey, wear that shirt proudly. I'll be happy to put one on too.
All right, we're sounding like we're losing it right here. Everybody, I appreciate everybody coming in, and we'll get all the notes and stuff for camp and everything. I'll get that up a little bit later and figure out exactly what happened as far as the power goes so we don't have that issue in the future. But you guys know what time it is. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing. Special thanks to my man Corey, as well as my man E2 Stu, better known as Mr. Wolf.
You've been one hell of a job, and the only thing else I got to say is